In huge international news, Mexico's political campaign season is coming to a bloody end. With just yesterday, a gunman shooting and killing an aspiring mayor at a rally in the southern state of Guerrero, where the candidate's name was Jose Alfredo Cabrera, and the attack was actually captured on camera, with the footage showing him smiling and surrounded by supporters in the moments right before he was shot. And according to officials, the suspected attacker was also killed at the scene, while there were 3 people also injured and 2 others detained. And as we've talked about before, this is unfortunately not unusual. Mexico's cartels have targeted and killed candidates from all of the country's major parties, with Alfredo Cabrera's murder bringing the number of candidates killed this election season to at least 23, with some advocacy groups reporting that the real number's over 30. I mean, a day before Alfredo Cabrera's murder, for example, a mayoral candidate in the central state of Morelos was murdered, while another one was wounded by gunfire in western Jalisco state. And just last week, 9 people were killed in 2 attacks against mayoral candidates in the southern state of Chiapas. But with all that said, we shouldn't let the violence distract us from the fact that this election is still taking place, and it is a historic one. In fact, it's actually the biggest election in the country's history. When voters head to the polls in a few days, more than 20,000 congressional and local positions are going to be up for grabs. And more than that, it's expected to deliver the country's first female president. But with whoever wins, tackling cartel violence will be among the major challenges they face. Right on top of the political candidates killed this year, more than 450,000 people have been murdered and tens of thousands have gone missing in Mexico since 2006. And with that, the frontrunner this year is a woman by the name of Claudia Sheinbaum Pardo. They're currently enjoying a sizable lead at the poll with 53% of voter support, with her also being the candidate backed by the current president, AMLO. And to that point, she's pledged to continue his social programs and strategy of tackling crime at its roots, a controversial policy that he calls hugs, not bullets, with an example of that policy being offering apprenticeships to encourage youths to not join drug cartels. And this is there's a sizable gap to the next leading candidate. Pulling in at 36% is a woman by the name of Xochitl Galvez Ruiz, a woman who has said that with AMLO's strategy, the hugs have been for criminals and the bullets for citizens. And at that point, cartels and other criminal groups in Mexico have reportedly gained greater control over more territory in the country under AMLO's leadership. Though notably, at the same time, we've seen violence escalate in the past when former Mexican presidents have deployed the army against cartels, which is why you have many saying there are no easy solutions here. It should also be noted that AMLO has faced other criticisms as well, with many claiming that his policies have eroded Mexican democracy and brought the country closer to authoritarianism, though despite that, he remains incredibly popular there, with many arguing that his support for Sheinbaum Pardo that virtually guarantees her victory. But this also, as her supporters have said, that she is not a puppet of AMLO, right in there pointing to the fact that her policies often diverged from his when she was serving as the first female mayor of Mexico City. But as far as what this election is going to fully look like, we'll see soon. And in the meantime, if you're watching from Mexico or you have family or friends there, I'd especially love to know your thoughts on this.